Okay, let's take verse 16 again. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? And the answer to that, you know already, is actually going to be a no. Because if you try to gather something with thorns and thistles, um, you are likely to injure yourself badly. Are we together? Except you put on something, a very strong protective, either a very strong protective element or covering on your hands and things like that. And even at that, you will still be careful because the tongue, they can be very, very sharp, such that uh, they will penetrate through what you are putting on your hands and still, still injure you. Praise God. Now, a plant can have both the tongues and the thistles. Are you there? So you see one is usually very pointed, and then the other one is just there, not as pointed as the other one. Are we together? So one is usually stronger than the other. But a plant can have both the tongues and the thistles. Are we together? So one is stronger than the other. One is more pointed and more thicker than the other. Are we together? Now, and plants with tongues and thistles, in our Greek, they are usually regarded to as weeds. When you say something is a weed, you already know that indirectly such plant has been declared unwanted. That's just the implication. Are we together? Such plant has been declared unwanted. Now, what is the effect of tongues and thistles to a plant, especially a plant that has the true idea on itself? So, what's the effect? You see, the tongues and the thistle is going to be helpful to that plant alone. Either because when you have it on the leaves, when you have maybe the thistles on the leaves, it has a way of helping the leaf to conserve water, such that the level at which water evaporates from the leaf is going to be greatly reduced, because those thistles will not allow water to escape anyhow. And then all the tongues too that you find in the stem of the plant and some other plants too. That will help the the plant to scare away potential danger. Because uh, animals will not want to come near because they don't want to hurt themselves. Even insects will be careful. Are you there? So I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Now, there's a point I'm trying to make, but I need to say this to get there. So it will mean that the tongues and the thistles, as it is, they don't affect the plant that has it. Are you there? But they affect other things that we want to relate with the plant. Because one, they will help the plant to conserve water. That's positive. And two, they will help the plant to scare away uh, predators, so to say. So that means when you begin to grow tongues and thistles, either you're actually developing a mechanism to make you comfortable in your selfishness. Because a selfish person will definitely grow tongues and thistles. Through that selfishness, he's going to be preserving some things, be keeping something. At least to him, he feels he won't spend much. He will only have to spend on himself. And then by so doing, people will be afraid to even come to him and say, please give me this. Can you see that? That's the function of the tongues and the teasels. There's no one that is selfish that does not have tongues and teasels. No one. So a selfish man feels he's gaining from it. And that's what happens to the plant too. Because those tongues, those teasels, they help the plant to conserve water. So the plant is gaining. It seems like he's not spending much. And at the same time, these tongues also scare away animals. That's the same thing that happens to a greedy fellow too. He feels he's not spending much. And then that his greediness also scares people away from him. They go, can you go and ask him now? He may have something to give. Hey, that person never. He won't even, please. No, please. Don't even, it's not part of the option, please. Can you see? People are now being, his greediness is scaring people away. So if you are a greedy fellow, if you are selfish, are you there? What it means is that spiritually you have grown teasels and tongues. And that's a sign that you are a wolf. Because those are part of the things that you will develop to really be a wolf, to really be a dangerous being. You are not supposed to be dangerous. You are supposed to be peaceful. You are supposed to be a peacemaker. And you are not a maker of danger. Are we together? So you are not expected to be dangerous. But when you begin to build those features, then we'll be able to trace you to your source. We'll be able to discern who you truly are. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's it. You shall know them by their fruits. Can you see that? So those tongues and those teasels now is an example of their fruits. So once you see the tongues and the teasels, don't even go there. Don't go near them because they can injure you. How do I know? Tongues and teasels are the real nature of the plants that have them. Some of them may look like rose flowers. You just want to cut it and then, but as you cut it forcefully, you will have yourself to be blamed because they will do so a lot of damage to your hands. Are we together? So we have to learn from that. Don't develop teasels. Don't develop tongues. It may look like you are gaining from it, but you must also understand that you are already building the features. You're already having the features of wolves. Are you there? And you are expected to be a sheep, not a wolf. Are you there? So, a plant with tongues and teasels is a wolf plant. In the animal world, we have wolves. In the plant world, are you there? The plants that can be compared to wolves are the ones with teasels and tongues. So that means as we have them in the animal world, we also have them in the plant world. Are we together? We have them in the plant world. So be careful of the features that you are developing. Don't be carried away by, well, he's helping me. It may look like he's helping you, but that's not the will of God for you. Are you there? It may look like it's, for example, some people are so aggressive. Some people they nearly or they almost misinterpret everything. Please help me to bring that. Is your own hand paining you? So I'm not fighting with you. Did I tell you I'm fighting with you too? You even greet them good morning and good morning to you too. And you are like, Jesus. Why is this person always misinterpreting things? You greet him is another war. You don't greet him is another war. Do you know why? It's because that person has developed tongues and teasels. Are you there? That's just the truth. He has developed tongues and teasels, and that's why he's reacting that way. So people like that, there's nothing you can do to please them. If you like, lay down your life. Are you there? Surrender yourself as a sheep to be slaughtered. They will still not be satisfied. They are unsatisfiable. There's nothing you will do to please them. Why? They have developed what? Tongues and teasels. Now, another thing to notice, you see, these tongues and teasels, they are coming from the plant. This is their real clothing. This is their real clothing. But you see, from afar, they can look beautiful. Look at you can use the example of this plant that I sent now. Look at this picture now. From afar, it looks beautiful. You may even be tempted to cut it and present it as a love flower. Until you move closer and then you discover that you will lose a lot of blood just by touching it. So the sheep's clothing for this plant now is the fact that it looks very beautiful. Look at the beautiful color. When you touch it, you have already touched. You have touched danger. Are you there? The Lord will help us in the name of Jesus. So there are things that the same way they can bring gain to you, they can also bring death to you. There are things like that. Are you there? They can bring gain to you. At the same time, they can bring death to you. Do you know that this plant now that has grown tongues and teasels all together, because of the tongues and the teasels, the plant will be able to conserve water. That's gain. Because of the tongues and teasels, it will look like the plant is somehow protected. That's gain. But because of the tongues and teasels, the plant will have to be isolated. That's no longer looking positive. Because of the tongues and teasels, people will have to avoid it. Nobody will want to relate with it. People will be scared to even move closer. You see, sometimes we are so carried away by what we will get. We are just so carried away by what we will get, what we can get from something. We don't even look at the effect that gaining we are making will have on us. But because we are so gain conscious, we are blinded by the things we are getting. You are not carefully discerning the impact that thing you are doing will have on you. You are not discerning it. You are just there focused on what you will get. Are we together? So there are things we will do. Are you there? That they will appear like we are gaining from it. We are gaining from it. Yes, this is yes, we are gaining from it. We are making profit from it. But you see, those things that in themselves, they can lead to our death. Those things in themselves can be the reason uh, we will be grouped as a wolf. It can be. So there is no sin that is not gainful. Not one like this. Not one. There's no sin that is not gainful. It is the gain in the sin that brings the pleasure. Don't you know that pleasure is a product of gain? How do you feel when you make profit? As a business person, maybe you bought something for uh 1 million naira, and then you spent about 500,000 just to make it, just to bring it to the finished process. And altogether, let's assume that now you have spent 1.6 million because of other things that came up that you have to attend to financially. And because of how wonderful what you have done is, somebody bought it for 5 million naira. Somebody bought it for 5 million naira. Look at 1.6 million to 5 million naira. That means you made times 3 of the money, and then you still have extra. How will you feel? Oh, you'll be so happy. Are you there? That gain will bring some kind of pleasure to you. Are you there? So every sin is gainful. Are we together? It is gainful. It is the gain in the sin that gives you pleasure. But the same thing that is giving you pleasure will also kill you. That's how it is. And that's why some people are still living in sin. They are hiding it and they are still there. Why? Because of the gain, the pleasure. Anytime you derive pleasure from something sinful, you are making gain from it. There will not be pleasure without gain. Because what you actually gain is the pleasure. Are you getting what I'm saying? But that same thing that looks like an enjoyment is what will bring death. That's the same thing that the Bible is saying in this place, tongues and tissues. It is helping the plant to conserve water so that the plant will not lose water. And even when the sun is very hot, the plant will still retain water. That sounds nice. And the plant now will be able to scare away other animals from coming close to it. That sounds good. But this same thing now is the reason the plant will be regarded to as a weed, an unwanted plant. Is the reason people will have to isolate or isolate that plant. Is the reason nobody will want to associate with the plant. Everybody will be running away from the plant. Are you there? If you go and steal meat now, the fact that you stole the meat doesn't mean the meat will now be bitter in your mouth. Why is this meat bitter like this? And then say, hey, it's because you stole it now. Even the Bible told us in the book of Proverbs, the Bible says, stolen meat is sweet. You don't get what I'm saying? Stolen meat is sweet. It's just that the consequence is not always sweet, but the action is sweet. Are we together? So you have to be careful. It is good to make gain, but don't allow gain blind you. Some things can appear to be gainful, but at the same time, they are harmful. So some things are gainful, but yet harmful. Be careful. I hope you are not growing tongues and teasels. Don't let the gain you are making from that tongues and teasels that you are growing, don't let it deceive you. It's not a good nature to have. It's not. It's not. Be a sheep, not a wolf. A wolf in the plant kingdom is that plant that has tongues and teasels. A sheep in the plant kingdom, in the world of the plant, is that plant that is without tongues and teasels. That one that is not a weed, because there are some that they may not even have the tongues and the teasels, but they are still weed. So that plant that does not have tongues and teasels and is planted by the farmer is the sheep. Are we together? The Lord is helping us.